Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakwadash. I would also like to give a double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone that do well, that have taught me this truth. And then I would also like to say a sincere shalom unto the hopeful elect, unto the scattered elect that are scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, unto the true and sincere brothers that are out there prophesying and laboring in this truth and in this doctrine. Unto you I say shalom. This lesson is going to be just about basic news and prophecy of the current events that's taking place in the world and correlating them to the scriptures, because all these things relate back to the scriptures. You know, uproars of the people, nations rising against nation, a potential world war which is going to take place. All right, so the first one I want to pull up is this plane crash that took place in India. All right after takeoff, this big 787 Boeing 787, that shit went down. All right, and it says 242 people on that flight perished, and then one survivor. All right, and that's just showing you the great judgments of the Lord that are to come. All right, that shows you that you know, in this I don't want to say it's been a pattern, but it's been a lot of plane crashes since the beginning of this year. Okay, so the Lord is turning things up. Or you just have to have eyes to see and understand the times that we're living in. We're not living in regular times. Okay, these are very highly prophetic times where you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, and Israelites scattered amongst these heathen nations, you better have your eyes on prophecy. You better be focused and paying attention to everything that's going on in the world, because it may not relate to you. It may not have a direct effect on you right now, but eventually these things will. All right. No one wants to. Jake always wants to get ready at the last minute, but the prophets are here to warn you and tell you this is the time to get ready. This is the time to amend your ways. Okay, because the Lord is coming and bringing the scourge. All right, and it's going to be like no other. All right. So let me pull two quick precepts before I get to the next article or the next headline. The first one I want to grab is Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. It reads, "In that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe." All right, this is a time to wake up out of sleep. All right, 2/3 of our people are going to remain asleep, but the elect, okay, the 144,000 and the 1/3, which consists of the women, the children, all right, and the helps of the prophets, and 144,000 consists of the prophets, the first fruits, are going to come up out of darkness, are going to awake out of sleep, are going to understand the times that we're living in. And that's who this message is specifically for. The hopeful elect, the ones that are really out there trying and want to be righteous and want to live a righteous life and want the kingdom, and are remorseful and have repented from their wicked ways they've done in the world, that the wicked man or woman they once were in the world, and you know, seeking and are really truly seeking salvation, while the rest of the world is just continue to be in gross darkness. They'll continue to be asleep. All right, verse 13, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. And the works of darkness, us casting off the works of darkness, is amending your ways, all right, turning from sin, all right, repenting, all right, the things that you once did in the world, the thoughts, your actions, your reactions, all right, that's the old person, that's the old man, that's the old woman. Okay, and now that you have put on your Yahawashi, all right, you have now acknowledged your offenses. All right, the Lord will begin to deal with you. The Lord will begin to sup with you. Okay, the Lord will begin to open your eyes to prophecy, and and really the Lord is just opening your eyes to shit that's been in your face the whole time. You were just too blind to see it. You were blinded by the ways of this world. You were blinded by the devil's Esau in this wicked society. You were blinded by the American dream. Okay? It says, let us cast off the works of darkness. All right, the works of darkness was everything that you did in the world, eating abominable foods, committing adultery, okay, committing spiritual fornication, following false idols and gods, and worshiping, like all these false gods and deities. All right, being into Christianity and being into Catholicism and Islam, all those false deities, those are works of darkness. Okay, and let us put on the armor of light. The armor of light is this truth. The armor of light is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay, starting with the names. All right, verse 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting, drunkenness, and not in chambering, wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put ye on the Lord Yahawashi Hamashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So we had to put off all those things that it named in the previous chapter: rioting, drunkenness, chambering, wantonness. All right, and that's just the beginning. All right, once you can begin to do those things, then the Lord will make you obedient. Yeah, all right, and begin to sup with you, begin to sup with you more, and build up your faith and build up your knowledge. All right. I'll get this next one. Let me see. It says, oh, of course, World War III. Israel strikes Iran nuclear sites and military leadership as Middle East embraces for retaliation. So Iran is gonna retaliate. What is this going to lead to? World war. All right. It says Iran's former national security chief Ali Shamki killed in Israel strikes. States media reports. So they killed one of their national security chiefs. All right. So one of their leaders. So what do you think the mindset of Iran is? They're going to eventually retaliate. They may not be tomorrow. It may not be in a few days. It may be next week. We don't know. But these things, these prophetic events, nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, as it says in Matthew 24, Luke the 21st chapter. These things are coming to pass. Let me see. It says Shamki has been rising star of Iran diplomacy in well-known diplomatic circles in Washington and Europe, but he was abrupted replaced in the mid 2023 when the analysis suggesting at the time that he may have been viewed as too ambitious by Khamenei, whoever that is. Let me see what other updates they got on this, because this is, and of course Israel is in the middle of it. All right, Israel is always going to be in the middle of it, because really the person that really wants war is Satan Yahu. All right, Netanyahu. All right, the prime minister, the president of Israel right now. He just wants to. They they're already hated in the Middle East. All right, the so-called Middle East. All right, they have enemies surrounded. They're surrounded by enemies, but still they continue to you could say thrive and execute war on three different foes. Well, really, they're at war, of course, now with Iran, the whole Gaza situation, but all the people that surround Israel, hey, they want to get at them. Okay, so when the time comes, all right, they have no allies but America, but Babylon. All right, and Israel is going to bring America into this war. All right, it's prophesied. All right, the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, meaning that, hey, Israel is going to drag America into this war and make them defend them, because Iran is backed by Russia. All right, and Russia has an alliance with China. So once all the big dogs come out, that's when Israel, Babylon, they know they're going to be in deep shit. All right, and eventually they're allies with the NATO and the EU. Hey, they're going to be making. Eventually, they're going to have to make some business decisions on who they want to keep their alliances with. All right, so this is all by design by the Lord, to bring these countries together to come against us, and the Lord is going to divide these countries to eventually so they could be conquered and fall. All right, mainly Babylon. Okay, Babylon and Israel. All right, so let me see what else they talk about. Jordan says it will not allow its airspace to become a battlefield. Okay, that's what you say now. It says Iran accuses the U.S. of aiding Israel. Of course, All right, that's how they're able to survive. It says such acts of aggression by the Zionist regime against Iran could not have occurred without coordination and authorization from the United States. According to the U.S. government, as the regime's primary backer, is also responsible for dangerous consequences of this reckless escalation. The statement said Iran called on member states of the United Nations to urgently and collectively condemn Israel's strike. But they know they're not gonna do nothing. They're not gonna do shit. Okay, Iran's Revolutionary Guard confirms death of Major General. Oh, this is somebody else named Soleimani. Let me see. Iran. This is I don't know. I remember it was oh no, not Soleimani. Salamai. So that they really trying to get at Iran right now. This is breaking news. Chiefs of Staff Iranian Armed Forces Mohammed Bagheri killed him by Israeli attack. State TV reports. So they're taking out higher ranked people in the Iranian army. So this is war. All right. While the average Jake is sitting at home thinking that these things that's taking place over on the other side of the world don't affect them. All these are going to affect you directly. All right, whether you're drafted, whether because all the resources of America, Babylon, are going to go into this war. All right, therefore you're going to have hyperinflation. You're going to have the cost of living is going to raise drastically. All right, so everyone's going to be affected. All right, let me grab this real quick because this is the mind state you should be in. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Your mind has to be occupied in prophecies. Okay? You have to, it shouldn't be a day or shouldn't be an hour that goes by where you're not, something you're not thinking, having a thought, or looking at something pertaining to this truth. All right, because things are moving fast. The Lord said He would speed up the times for the elect's sake, and that's what He's doing. Okay, so with all these global conflicts, the MOTB could be right around right around the corner because you already have a small portion of you could say chaos or turmoil within this country with this whole immigration thing. And we know this is it's a lower level psyop, because they could have did this anytime, but why pick now to do it? Okay, because at the same time, Esau throws something out there, all right, for everyone to look here when they're doing something in the background, or they're doing this to cover something up. All right, I heard a comedian say, as soon as this came out, or soon as the Elon Musk said something about the Trump being on the Epstein list, then this protests and ICE raids and all that shit happens. It's not a coincidence, all right. But Esau's, probably covering up something deeper, all right, than just some damn Epstein list, okay. But that's how this devil gets down, all right. That's why we're not ignorant. Let me grade it. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices because we have eyes to see. The hopeful elect, all right, the elect have eyes to see and understand what's going on. All right, yeah, we know, Jacob's getting, the ice is rolling on Jake. All right, but that ain't that's just the beginning. All right, because shit is going to get worse here in Babylon. All right, whether you believe it or not. All right, just because prophecy, ice, or Esau ain't at your front door. All right, knocking it down, looking for people, don't mean that this devil's not going to come down with his great wrath upon your ass. Mainly you Israelites. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right? So Satan has many devices, and one of his main devices, besides the sword, is his ability to deceive. All right? Deception. Okay? Make you think one thing while something else is going on. All right? And that's exactly what I believe what they're doing through the Spirit with this whole immigration shit. Okay? They're probably passing some type of legislation, even though this has its this whole immigration situation has its purpose, as you know, in Esau's attempt for their new world order. Okay, but Esau could have been did this. Biden could have did this. Okay, but you know they're doing things now. All right, you know. So let me see. There's something else in here I wanted to get. What does it say? National Guard in Los Angeles. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, niggas is just out there acting a goddamn fool with curfews in downtown LA. 15 minutes ago after curfew. Oh, this is one. Yeah, this guy. Hey, the senator, Alex Padilla. They arrested his ass. He, you know, I don't know. He had words, you know, during a briefing, a Homeland Security conference or whatever. But people are losing it out here. Okay, and like, we still got running water. We still, you know, have electricity. All right, we still have, you know, even though your money not worth shit, you still got money in your account. You still got an account. Okay. I want to get this because this goes into the famine of the word. All right, where you can't talk about these people. And reading this, it makes me feel that Esau's about to do something. Esau's really about to do something where, you know, everyone's going to know it's them, but you can't say anything about them. All right, talking about Amalek. Okay, it says comparing Israel policy to Nazis will be considered anti-Semitism under the new mayor's Adams order. And this is just in the city of New York. Okay, but eventually this is going to go shit probably global. All right, it's several states in Europe where you if you deny the Holocaust, you could get thrown in jail. All right, you're gonna do time, and they're bringing those same laws here to Babylon. All right, let me go to the next one. It's a bunch of bullshit. Mayor Eric Adams signed an order that officially adopts the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance definition of anti-Semitism. This is their definition of anti-Semitism. You can't talk about the Holocaust calling for or aiding or justifying the killing or harming of Jews in the name of a radical ideology or an extremist view uh, of religion. You can't. Like I said, I did a lesson on this the other day, maybe last week, where you can't say anything about these people unless it's good. Unless it's good, okay. Unless it's praise, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews, such as or the power of Jews as collectives, such as especially but not exclusively the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or Jews controlling the media, the economy, the government, or societal institutions. So who controls them then? That's my question. Who controls the media? Who owns CBS and all these different cable companies? Okay? Who runs the economy? All right? Who runs the government? You can see the background of these people that run the government. All right, you know, social institutions. Who runs all these industries? Who runs all these social media platforms? Okay, but you can't mention it. Accusing Jews as a people of being responsible for real or imagined for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, or even for acts committed by non-Jews. You can't say anything. All right, that's why I think they're going to go all out on Gaza, and they're going to go try to go all out on Iran. But that's going to have another, you know, going all out on Iran. That's going to have serious consequences. That's what's going to bring us into World War III. Denying the fact, scoop, mechanism, e.g., gas chambers, or intentionally of the genocide of Jewish people at the hands of natural socialist Germany or its supporters or accomplices during World War II, the Holocaust. Accusing the Jews as a people or Israel as a state of inventing or exaggerating the Holocaust. Accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel or to the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide than the interests of their own nation. Denying Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming the existence of the state of Israel is a racist endeavor, applying double standards by requiring of it a behavior not expected or demanded of any other democratic nation, using the symbol and images associated with classic anti-Semitism claims of Jews killing Jesus or blood libel to characterize Israel or Israelis. But they don't understand that, because it was the real JEWs, all right, that said crucify him and let his blood be upon us. That's in the scriptures, okay. Drawing a comparison of contemporary Israel policy to that of Nazi, holding Jews collectively responsible for actions of the state of Israel. Man, you can't, like I said, you can't say anything. This is going to bring the family of the word. All right, policies like this are going to bring the family of the word, where they're going to accuse us of saying these things. They're going to look up old videos and say you said this, and now you're going to be persecuted, or now you're going to be prosecuted. Oh well, man. All right. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, that's an unrighteous decree. All right, speaking truth is considered an unrighteous decree in Babylon, in America. Woe to them that make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees. Those are unjust laws, oppressive decrees. Anytime the small hats come up, you can't say shit. You can't say anything on any type of social media platform. You better just zip it, pretty much. Okay, we gonna talk about the small hats as long as the Lord allows. Okay, as long as long as we have this platform, and long as the Lord puts His Spirit in us, we're gonna speak truth. All right, and if the small hats come up, hey, we're gonna speak on the truth. All right, we know how to speak with season, but at the end of the day, we understand the times we're living in, and we understand that we have to, we were given the Spirit to bring forth truth. All right, the Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear. All right, we don't fear Esau. We fear Yahawashi and what he'll do to us if we don't continue in this truth, if we don't endure to the end. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, ain't nothing. The whole immigration thing. The whole immigration thing is pretty jacked up. But hey, Jake that put their trust in Babylon, that want to come here and try to do better, is you ain't gonna do better here. Okay, all right. It's this place is dying. All right, this place is a this place is this place is through. Okay, Babylon is getting worse and worse every day. All right, hey, you Issacharites, man, y'all should take this one-way ticket and go back to Mexico, man. Try to do the best you can there, because this America gonna be destroyed. Okay. I want to grab this 1 Thessalonians 5. Yeah, 1 Thessalonians 5. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. So right when you least expect it. All right, no one's looking for the Lord. All right, no one's expecting the Lord except the prophets. All right, except the true worshipers of Yahawah Bahasham that are hastening unto that day. Okay, but the Lord is going to come like a thief in the night when you least expect it. Right when you're comfortable. Right when you think that you got everything figured out. Okay, and that's when the Lord's going to come, when you're in a sense of security and you're in a sense of comfort. For when they shall say peace and safety, that's comfort, peace and safety. There ain't no peace in this place. Okay, then suddenly destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You're not going to escape. All right, all those jakes out there that have heard the truth, all right, that have seen the prophets, all right, but you didn't take heed to the warning. All right, you scoffed at the prophets, you talked shit, you left comments, and you accused the prophets. You're going to be caught out there. You're not going to escape the judgment the Lord has in store for you. Okay, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day should not overtake you as a thief. Those not in darkness are the hopeful elect, ultimately, because the hopeful elect, we see what Esau's planning to do. We understand, this devil in his in this devil's end game, his ultimate agenda. Okay, his new world order, his MOTB system. All right, to order out of chaos. Or how's it say it? Yeah, order out of chaos. Okay, how he's going to cause chaos, and hopefully this immigration thing spills over to something bigger. Therefore, once it's going to be, all hell break loose, but Esau's going to come in, all right, with draconian laws and restore order. Okay, but it's not going to catch the hopeful the elect as a thief. All right, because we have eyes to see. We've been watching. All right, verse 5, and ye are the children of light and the children of the day, and are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober, meaning being sober minded. All right, we're not involved and caught up in all the bullshit and all the gossip and all the the shit that goes on in this world. We don't care who's going to win the finals. We don't care who's going to win the Stanley Cup. We don't care about none of this Diddy or none of this stupid shit going on in the world. All right, we may hear it. We may, say, oh, read a headline, but it doesn't concern us. Okay, we're occupied. Our minds and our spirit are occupied in prophecy. Our spirit and our minds are concentrated on salvation. All right, escaping the perils that's going to come amongst Babylon and other places in the world. For they that are asleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and a helmet in hope of salvation. We're hoping for salvation. We're prisoners of hope. Okay? I'm gonna get this back in Sirach. To back this scripture up real quick. Sirach 5 and 7. 5 and 7. It reads, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security, peace and safety, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. All right, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. Okay, hey, the Lord is speeding things up at a rapid pace. Whether Jake don't believe it. All right, Jake got to damn near get snatched up by ICE to try to or something drastic like that has to happen for Jake to want to turn to the Lord and get it. Okay, but hey, for a lot of our people, man, it's gonna be too late, man. Okay, yeah, let me get this because I mentioned these protests, what they call peaceful protests or not, those are considered uproars. All right, and the uproars are going to get even larger and louder and bigger here in Babylon because you've been having uproars and throughout the whole planet. Okay, but once the people begin to wake up and see, and Trump is being the perfect devil. Trump is allowing these people here to see how big of a devil he is. All right, how big of a demon he is. All right, the devil meaning deceiver. How big of a deceiver he is. All right, devil. Deceiver, false accuser. Okay, and that's how this devil gets down. That's how Trump gets down. And Trump, like the apostle said, Trump is nothing but middle management. Okay, but Trump is executing the orders given to him. All right, by the higher ups. All right. This is 2 Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right. The highest, Yahawashi, Yahawah is going to send his son Yahawashi to visit this place. All right. It ain't going to be no visit like, hey, how you doing? No, the Lord is coming with the chariots. The Lord is coming with great death. All right, and also to deliver His elect. All right. Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things in the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. He said earthquakes. It was just an earthquake of 5.9 in Taiwan, I believe. And of course, the uproars, going back to, these protests, which eventually going to turn violent. All right. And Esau, puts agents in there to get shit going and, throw bricks or whatever, go loot. But when things get really bad, you're going to see a lot of people coming to the streets to protest. And they not just protesting immigration. They're going to be protesting food prices. Hell, they're going to be looking for food. They're going to, they're going to be complaining about any and everything as their lives, all right, here in Babylon are pretty much circling the drain. All right, it's going to be people protesting about loss of jobs, no jobs. And it's one thing that everyone has in common that could just trigger this and overnight is the money. All right, let these people wake up and their bank account say zero. Let these people wake up and all their funds, all their retirement 401ks is just wiped out. Let the stock market crash. Watch how these people react. You think you see protests over ICE? Man, these people are going to bug out, or these people are going to they're not going to have a stable mind state, okay? Because their life, all right, majority of people's life consists of working here, slaving in Babylon, and that's all they know, all right. And a lot of these people, man, a lot of these Edomites, they don't know how to survive without certain things and certain necessities, okay? Because to them it's not. To them these a lot of people are going to bug out over not having certain luxuries, all right. And they don't. A lot of people take the necessities for granted, okay? But the necessities are food, water. Those are the main necessities people are going to fight and kill over. All right. Let me see. Let me go down. Let me see. Yeah, I'll keep reading. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and had an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. It said saved and escape. All right. Saved from what? All right. The destruction. All right. Ultimately the missiles. All right. But also Jacob's trouble. Saved from famine. Saved from great pestilence. Okay. Saved from the sword of Esau. All right. And ultimately able to escape the destruction of Babylon, the great America. And by his works and by faith. All right. Hey, the works and the faith go hand in hand. You just can't say y'all have faith. All right. Because at the end of the day, if you don't really got faith, if your faith hasn't been tested. All right. And brothers in this truth, our faith is tested daily. Okay. The Lord puts us through shit, puts us through small tests to build us up for the hour of temptation, to build us up for Jacob's trouble. All right. So faith is a one of the main ingredients that you're going to have and that you need to survive and to make it through Jacob's trouble, make it endure to the end. All right. Oh yeah, I want to grab Joel because I spoke about World War. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at 1, and then I'm gonna jump down to I think it's verse 9. It says, "For behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." So the Lord is going to bring back the I like this one. "In those days at that time, I will restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem." The Lord is going to restore us. Okay, He's going to Judah and Jerusalem, the southern kingdom. Excuse me. The southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. We're going to be brought back together. Okay. I will gather all nations and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. So before the Lord restores us, okay, He's going to bring these nations together for in the valley of Yahawashi. All right. It says, "I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahawashi, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." All right. So this is the end time prophecy. All right, where the Lord is going to bring these nations, put hooks in their jaws, as it says in the book of Ezekiel, 38th chapter, and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And they're gonna fight. All right, all these nations. All right, and the major players, America, Israel, uh, um, Iran, China, Russia, they all going to be there. Okay, it's just going to be like the Royal Rumble. All right, in WWE. All right, proclaim ye, verse 9, proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. All right, so with all these things going on in the world, the mighty men, all right, of these nations have been awakened. Okay, they've been on alert for a while now. Okay, Russia. I'm gonna read the next. Let me read the next verse. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say, "I am strong." So all these nations have put all their resources into weapons of war. Okay, stockpiling that uranium to build these nuclear weapons. All right, and I want to say Russia has the most nuclear warheads of all the nations right now. Or I think America's second, and France and England or Great Britain have some. China has their share, but these nations for a while now, ever since the Cold War, have been uh, uh, um, beating their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears, meaning putting all their resources into weapons of war. Look at North Korea. North Korea starved their people out for however long, or their people suffered. All right, so Kim Jong Un or the rulers previous to him could build up their weapons. All right, build up their military. All right, verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down. All right, so all the nations are gathering their mighty men for this great war. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, and their fast have overflown, for their wickedness is great. The wickedness of Esau, the wickedness of all these heathens. All right, so the Lord is going to bring these heathens down. All right, the heathens and Jake. All right, that's in the U.S. military. Okay, or in these other militaries with it, amongst these other nations, they're going to bring them down there to judge their ass. Meaning, um, put a lot of them to death. All right, and the ones that don't get put to death in the war, the Lord is going to come back in the chariots and put their ass to death, because they're all going to, turn again from fighting each other and try to fight the Lord in the heavens. All right, that's that war in heaven. All right, where they're going to get obliterated. All right, it ain't going to be no fight. But hey, the Scripture says in 2 Ezra 13, they were so afraid, but durst fight. The Lord is going to make them fight. Put the spirit on these devils to fight. All right, so that's all I had. I wanted to touch on the flight that went down. What did I get? Of course, what's going on over there with this potential world war popping off with Iran and Israel. All right, hey, Israel going to get America in some shit. All right, that's why they want to put out this whole thing. You can't talk about Israel, because everyone sees that America is being dragged into this. All right, even the regular Edomites can see it. Okay, but you can't say nothing about them. You can't put any social media posts about these people, or they're going to suffer consequences. And like I said, this is in New York right now. This is currently in New York, but they're going to make this law in 50 states where you can't say anything about these people. You can't mention these people unless you're praising these people. Okay, but the world's going to turn on E. Okay, even even have Edomites turning on Edomites. So America, Babylon is going to shit, and Esau's kingdom is falling. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the hopeful elect, and I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakodash, Shalom.